Hello everyone, this is Adam. This is not my usual kind of video. I don't normally talk to the camera in my videos, but I wanted to do a CD collection video because I've seen other people's CD collection videos and I've enjoyed watching those. So yeah, I felt like doing one of my own because I have a pretty good collection here. Most of my CDs are in the alternative rock, emo kind of genre, 2000s decade for the most part, some from the 2010s, and then very few from before that. There's like 3 CDs from before the year 2000, and there's like maybe 1 or 2 from the 2020s. So very 2000s and 2010s, alternative rock, emo. And there are some notable exceptions to the rock kind of genre. There's a few very quite different genres in there, but you'll see those kind of peppered throughout. I did not grow up listening to music on CDs. I grew up on MP3 players, Zune, Microsoft Zune in particular. I had all 3 generations of Zune. Got my first one for Christmas 2007. So I started the CD collection 11 years ago now. I was 18, now I'm 29, so that makes me feel old. And everything I have here in this collection, these are my top favorite. I only bought CDs specifically of all my like top tier favorite albums. And I don't have any cool stories for where I bought these from a cool find at a thrift store or anything. I just, went through the list of all my favorite albums and got them off Amazon or wherever they were sold online. So anyway, enough preamble. I have 70 CDs here total and a couple DVDs as well. So I'm going to go through them pretty quickly so this video doesn't take forever. And yeah, we'll go in alphabetical order by artist. That's how I have them organized. So first we have 30 Seconds to Mars, self-titled. I think this is my favorite 30 Seconds to Mars album. I think I like it better than A Beautiful Lie. It's just like, I don't know, got a really consistent, heavy rock sound to it. It's just, I don't know, really cool, solid album of theirs. And we've got A Beautiful Lie, really good album as well. Like I say, this album, there's certain songs I really like on it, but it's a bit more inconsistent for me. Some songs I like more, some songs I don't care for. But that's 30 Seconds to Mars. I just have their first 2 albums, which is going to be the case for a lot of these bands. I won't have every album by every band because I'm selective like that. Next is AFI. AFI I only got into like a year ago. They're actually a much newer band to me. I always heard about them, but I never checked them out until more recently. But yeah, I've got Sing the Sorrow. Very nice. I like this album. Next is All American Rejects. Move Along. Oops, CD's breaking. Some of these are a little old and broken. Yeah, my favorite All American Rejects album. I should be showing the backs too, shouldn't I? That's what the back looks like. Yeah. This is one of the first albums of rock music I ever got into. Such good songwriting. It's like pop rock, but it's just like so beyond anything else of like pop rock or pop punk. Next we have a weird one. This is Love and Affection by All Things Bright and Beautiful. The CD just popped out. Probably no one watching this video has ever heard of this album or this band. It's the side project of a guy in a band called Luxury, which that's not even a very well-known band. I just discovered this randomly by searching random words into the Zune marketplace. That's how I used to sometimes find random music. And yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's like rock-ish. I don't know. Interesting. If you want to listen to something kind of weird and interesting, that's a good one to check out. Here's the Almost, Southern Weather. Amazing album. We got Monster Monster by The Almost, second album by The Almost. I really love this album. I love them both. I have a hard time saying which one I actually like better, but yeah. Anything that Aaron Gillespie is in is so good. I love his voice. Next we got Anberlin. We have a bunch of Anberlin CDs to go through because I got them all. Blueprints for the Black Market. Here's the inside. Yeah, not my favorite Anberlin album, but it's just a really solid album, really good start to that band. Next we got Never Take Friendship Personal. I really like this album. Some songs in particular. I really like Paper Thin Hymn. That one's just got such a cool nostalgic quality for me. Yeah, Never Take Friendship Personal is awesome. But even more than that, I love Cities. This is like the best thing Anberlin ever did in my eyes. And the closing track of this album, Finn, is my favorite song of all time. It's the most epic song ever created. I think it's an underrated song. It should be more famous. Finn by Anberlin from Cities. So good. We got New Surrender. This would have been the first album of theirs I heard probably, or at least the song Feel Good Drag Look at that cool dude. This actually folds out into a really nice poster. I don't want to spend too much time, so I'm not going to show the inside of everything, but it's got like a nice full-size picture of each band member. Still going through Anberlin, we've got Dark as the Way, Light as a Place. One of these paper CDs. I don't prefer the, whatever you call these, cardboard papery ones, because they're not quite as durable. They can tear and stuff, but they do look very nice. Then we've got Vital. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can, but the letters are like embossed, maybe, like engraved, like they stick out from the CD. The actual title is really cool. There's the back, same text. Pretty cool artsy artwork. And then finally Lowborn by Anberlin. This one's cool because they made like 10 or so different album arts for it, like all different color variations on this like same image. I happen to get the blue one, which is actually nice because it matches the blue back. I noticed I looked it up online, they all have the blue back, even when it's a different color in the front, so I got lucky there. It's nice blue and blue. Yeah, once again, really artsy artwork on the inside. I love the song Stranger Things or Stranger Ways, whatever it's called. That song is so good. Alright, so we're finally done with Anberlin. Next we got Boys Like Girls. I just have their debut self-titled album. That's the one album of theirs I really like. Really nostalgic, this album. Particularly the song Hero, Heroine. I remember hearing that on the radio, and that was like the coolest pop rock song I've ever heard. Now we get into brand new. I've got all the brand new albums. Here's Your Favorite Weapon. I like the picture on the back. It's Jesse like jumping in the air in some little DIY show. There's the inside. Yeah, not their best album, but I like it. Deja Entendu, and this is probably the coolest album art I've ever seen. Like, just look at that. That is so cool. And it continues on the inside, kind of on the back there. Same like cloudy sky. In the back here, same kind of thing. And yeah, obviously this is a really good album. Yeah. Now my favorite brand new album, The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me. Really cool, interesting artwork. This one I'm actually going to pull the booklet out. Just because it's so random, but it's just like really cool, weird pictures. So you got like this guy here. The back is nothing too interesting. But it's just got all these weird pictures on the inside. This wolf, pictures of them like in the studio, random thing. Some more like studio pictures and stuff, little weird bits of poetry. Yeah, really cool. Really interesting artsy CD design. But yeah, this album is just like, it's so damn depressing, but it's so perfect at being that. I think this is probably the best album of the 2000s era of like alternative or emo or that world of rock music. Yeah. Then we got Daisy. Pretty cool, pretty artsy. Not my favorite brand new album, but I like how each album is different by brand new. It's always cool to hear something different from them. We got Science Fiction. Really cool album art once again. Look at that inside too, that's pretty cool. There's the back. Next we have Breaking Benjamin, Phobia. This is probably the most like mainstream, not alternative thing I have in my collection. I like all Breaking Benjamin's albums actually, but this one in particular, I really like this album. Probably because it was one of the first things I heard when I was first getting into rock music, but yeah, I don't know. I really like this album. Now we deviate from rock music. Now we get Daft Punk, Human After All. I like their album Discovery too, but this one I just always liked better for some reason. Maybe because it's just like more raw, like loud, in your face kind of energy or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's my favorite Daft Punk album. Then another non-rock album, we have Ellie Goulding, Bright Lights. This is the deluxe version of Lights. It's got 17 tracks, and this is like the only like female pop artist I've ever gotten into. And just this album, I don't like anything else she's done, but this debut album of hers is it's just like, it's pop, but it's like, it feels so intimate and authentic at the same time. And partly is because it was recorded with just her and a guy called Starsmith. It wasn't like some big production team. It was just like them two in a little room making this album. And yeah, I love this album. Now we have this one, Firescape. not a very well-known band. This is just the one album they did. It's the side project of one of the guys from Something Corporate. Not the best album, but it's cool. And I don't know, I like an album more the more obscure it is, because it's like you feel exclusive, like, I'm one of the only people listening to this album. So that's kind of why I like it so much, and it's why it's in my collection. We got Forever the Sickest Kids, Underdog Alma Mater. On the pop rock side of things, I definitely, especially when I was earlier in my teen years, was into a lot of the more pop kind of rock, the not so heavy stuff. And yeah, this is like, it's kind of cheesy maybe, the style of music, but the songwriting and the performance and everything on this is just so top notch. It's so good. My favorite song is My Worst Nightmare. Breakdown is really good. Believe Me I'm Lying is just really solid tracks on that album. And we got Gotye, getting away from the rock music again. Making Mirrors. Obviously I just know this because of somebody that I used to know. But yeah, it's a really good album overall. My favorite song from it is the closing track, Bront. It's such a beautiful song. One of the most like intimate, touching, beautiful songs I've ever heard. Okay, now we get into Hawthorne Heights, and I have every Hawthorne Heights album, so this is going to be a bunch. We'll get through them. Silence in Black and White, the original release, not the reissue. I like this album art way more, so I had to get this version. There it is, Silence in Black and White. One of my favorite albums. And then If Only We're Lonely. This is my favorite album of all time, and I recently made a video essay on this. So if you want to hear my thoughts on this album, you can go there. But yeah, such a good album. It's not like the most like unique or like out there kind of style, compared to some other bands from the era, but it's just, it kind of fits into more of a middle ground in like emo and alternative rock, but it's just so good at being what it is, and yeah, you can listen to my video essay if you want to know more. But yeah, favorite album of all time. Next we have Fragile Future, and this actually, I'll show the back first. Pretty cool artwork. This has a nice little tribute to Casey on the inside. I'll show that. There he is. Oh, it's so sad, but yeah. Skeletons. Pretty cool artwork. I don't know why I'm holding it like that. Skeletons, yeah. Next we got Hate, the EP series that they did. EP trilogy. Pretty awesome. This is my favorite of the 3 EPs. It's just, they came out of the gates like so raw with this one. It's just like, yeah. I like the heavier side of Hawthorne Heights. Hope, also really cool. Really nice looking CDs these ones are. Then we got Zero. I really like this album. It's the last album that Micah was on, and I feel like the band definitely lost a special part of their sound when Micah left, so yeah, this is a really good album. Then we have the 10-year anniversary acoustic Silence in Black and White. Micah was also on this, so this is technically the last thing he was on. But yeah, it's a really nice one. Hawthorne Heights is really good acoustic. I wish they would do this. I wish they would have done one of these for If Only We're Lonely as well, because some of the adaptions of the songs, like, I think just Ohio is for Lovers in particular, like the intro, the way they adapted it into acoustic form is so cool. And then finishing off the EP trilogy, we have Hurt, and this is my one signed CD. I got it signed by the band at Warped Tour 2017, which was really cool. And it's cool because, the lineup of Hawthorne Heights has changed a bit over the years, but at the time that I saw them in 2017, 2 years after this was released, it was these 4 guys, and they were the 4 there that signed the CD, so I thought that was pretty cool. And it just had like a nice flat space where you could sign it really nicely, and yeah, so that's really cool. Then we got Bad Frequencies, really good album. Like I say, I miss hearing Micah's guitar work. But yeah, Bad Frequencies is still a really great album. And then their most recent album, The Rain Just Follows Me. I like how they went heavier with this album. I always like it when they mix things up a little bit, and like I say, I always like the heavier side of Hawthorne Heights. Now we break away from rock music again. Now we get into Iron and Wine. Iron and Wine I didn't get into till I was 21, but once I discovered Iron and Wine, this had a huge influence on me. Not so much even the genre, it's, indie folk or whatever you want to call it. But just the beauty that's in his music, you know, had a big influence on my songwriting. And yeah, I love Iron and Wine so much. I crossed out the Rooster Moans, kind of silly. I crossed it out from the track listing because it's the one song on the album I really don't like. I wish he wouldn't have put it on here. There were other ones he could have chosen from. But yeah, whatever. Really love this album, Creek Drank the Cradle. And I've got a couple Iron and Wine albums here. I don't like all Iron and Wine albums because he mixes up his style a lot with each album. And, you're never going to please everyone with every album. So for me, it is a mix. Some of his albums I like, some I don't like. But I'm really glad that he experiments like that because it just keeps things from getting boring. So we have Our Endless Numbered Days. Also really like this album. It's just really beautiful, like I said. But his music in general, so beautiful. The Shepherd's Dog. I like this artwork. It's like very simple, but like very bold. And actually Sam Beam painted it himself. It's really cool. You can see like paint marks coming down the CD here, and yeah, pretty cool. Actually, what is that on the back? Oh yeah, that's actually him on the back. That's funny. And then finally for Iron and Wine, I have Beast Epic. And it may be my favorite Iron and Wine album. It's between this and Creek Drank the Cradle. I really love those two albums so much. On this album, I really like the Song in Stone. And there's an acoustic performance on YouTube, him playing that song acoustically on the WFUV radio station. Best, like, as far as just a guy singing and playing guitar, best performance I've ever heard of that format is Song in Stone. But yeah, there's so many good songs on here. I love the opening track, Claim Your Ghost, and it's just really, really beautiful album. And I like the cover art. It looks like a hand-woven thing. It's really cool. Next we have Kuning, or Dave Kuning is his full name. Side project of the guitarist of The Killers. That's a really wide CD there. Yeah, I really love this album. It came out in 2019, so it's a newish one. I first listened to it in 2020. But yeah, I really like this album. It's just so solid throughout, It's not the most like ear-catching thing ever, but like it's just such a solid album. Like every track on this album is like right up there at the same quality level. It's got 14 tracks. I think because he worked on this album for a long time, while he was in The Killers. But yeah, really good. Then I also have Mild Case of Everything by Kuning. Pretty cool, wacky artwork. I don't like this one as much as Prismism, but I really do like it still. I really like the album art too. That's the only thing about Prismism. It's like, what is this picture? It's not bad, but it's like, I don't know, kind of funky. This is like a more cool, unique artwork. Next we have The Killers. Speaking of The Killers, Hot Fuss. My favorite Killers album. I just have this one. It's the only album of theirs I like enough to have in my like top tier CDs here. But yeah, Hot Fuss, really good. Really love the lo-fi sound of the album. Yeah, it's so good. Then we got Metro Station. So this isn't rock, it's electronic, but it is kind of like, I don't know, it's like almost like scene rather than emo. But this album, it's kind of cheesy, it's kind of like really poppy, but it's just so like perfect to that time period. It's the most nostalgic thing for me ever. This came out in 2007, and it's like the most 2007 thing you'll ever hear. So even though it's kind of cheesy, I love it for how nostalgic it is. And the music video for both the music videos they did, 17 Forever and Shake It. Yeah, just such cool music videos that really take me back. Then we get into My Chemical Romance. Got Bullets here. Very cool. Yeah, I really like this album. I like the first 4 My Chemical Romance albums, which are what I have on CD. Or the first 3. Yeah, I don't like Danger Days as much, so I don't have it. But yeah, I got all the other 3. Here's 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. And then The Black Parade. And this one is broken. CD is falling out. There we go, The Black Parade. Yeah, obviously My Chemical Romance is really good. I don't have much to say about that because everyone probably already knows. But yeah, I really like the first 3 My Chemical Romance albums. And Danger Days I like a couple songs on, but that album's kind of hit and miss for me. Next we have Oasis. Oasis, this is one of the few CDs on here that is, like I say, before the year 2000. This came out in 95. It's just most of the music I like is, from the 2000s decade onward, because that's when I was a kid growing up. Yeah, we got the guys in there. Pretty cool picture on the back. Yeah, I really like this album. It's, I'm not so much into older rock, but it's just, I don't know, really good songwriting or something. I don't know. I just really like this album. And we have Owl City. Some more electronic music here. I really like Owl City. I really like this album specifically, Ocean Eyes. Yeah, I think like as far as electronic music, kind of following in that trend that was started by the Postal Service, it's just so good. I don't know. There's so much like weird little quirky detail in the production. It's like there's a lot of just really cool little stuff going on, especially the opening track of this album, Cave In. That song is just like, wow, it's the coolest like electronic pop song ever. Next we have this one, Days of Abandon by The Pains of Being Pure at Heart. They're an indie band, not so well known. I don't think this is even their most popular album, but it's the one album of theirs that I really like. It's like, indie pop. It came out in 2014. It's nothing too unique, but it's just, this album is just so like beautiful and ornate. I don't know how to describe it. And one of my favorite songs ever, kind of tied with Finn by Anne Boleyn. That would be my favorite sad song ever. And my favorite happy song ever is Beautiful You from this album. Yeah, it's such an amazing song. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just a really beautiful album. Then Panic at the Disco, A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. Gotta have this one. Yeah, it's the one Panic at the Disco album I really like. I do like Pretty Odd as well. But this album is obviously just so cool. Now, Pink Floyd, The Wall. This is one of the other few that is pre-2000. This album came out in 1979. One of the few kind of classic rock things I'm into. I actually saw the movie before I ever saw the album, or listened to the album, just because I was like, oh wow, there's a band that made a full movie for one of their albums. I gotta check that out. And yeah, I don't know, I liked it. It's really like twisted and dark and depressing, but really cool as well, because it's just so artsy and weird and different. Then this is a really good one. This is a nice little gem here. Texas by Play Radio Play. Play Radio Play is one of those artists that should have been more popular, but it might be because he only ever made one album. Look how cool he looks too. But yeah, he only ever made one album, but this album is just so perfect. It's like kind of emo, alternative electronic. It's like somewhere in between rock and electronic. Very 2000 sounding, just very, very good album. I love this album so much, especially the song Maddie Don't Leave. Even like I'm a Pirate, You're a Princess. It is kind of a front-loaded album. I would say the first half is better than the second half, but just those first few tracks alone make it so good. Then speaking of hidden gems, this is an even more obscure, lesser-known album, Young Giant by Queen's Club. It's like indie rock, but yeah, also this is another band that only ever made one album, which might be why they didn't ever get too far. But yeah, this is an underrated album. It's really good. Yeah, just really cool songwriting, really cool sound. I really love the song Dust. Check out the song Dust by Queen's Club if you haven't heard it before. So good. Okay, now we have Quiet Drive, When All That's Left Is You, their debut album. My favorite album of theirs. I also like Deliverance, but not as much as this one. Yeah, I don't know. Just a really cool, solid album throughout. Another album that I wish this band could have gotten more popular. I think they deserved to be more recognized. But yeah, really good album. And then a really special one for me, Don't You Fake It by the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. I made a full album guitar cover of this album. It's the first video on my YouTube channel. And that's almost 10 years ago now, so I feel old. But no, this album is like my first rock album. Technically, my first rock album was Smile It's the End of the World by Hawk Nelson. My brother had that CD, and I listened to it because he had it, and I liked it, but I never super got into it. This was the first rock album where I was like every song just listening to it over and over again. And I think this was a really good introduction to 2000s rock music. It came out in 2006. A lot of people, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, other than this album, they're not the best rock band. But this album even isn't like, there's nothing too unique going on with the style of it. It's really kind of a straightforward rock album. but it's got a good variety on it. It's like the sound is consistent overall, but it's got a good variety of like happy and sad songs and slower songs and heavier songs. It's just got a good mix while still having like a solid, consistent sound. And it's just really good songwriting, really good performance, really good production. So it was a really, I think, a perfect, for me, being a little kid. I first heard it in 2008. It came out in 2006, but I first started getting into this stuff in 2008. And it was just such a perfect introduction for me as a kid at that time. So yeah, just for nostalgia, I'll always love this album so much. Also got Lonely Road by the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, their second album. Not really that good of an album, like I say. Don't You Fake It is their one good album they did. But this is also just nostalgic for me, because I was listening to it when it first came out. Now we get to a really cool one. Seosin, Translating the Name. This is probably the CD I spent the most money on. It's kind of a rare CD. I think I spent like $50 on it. It's probably, I don't know how rare it is now, but I got this, excuse me, this was one of the first ones I got. So yeah, back then it cost me like $50. But yeah, this album, technically it's an EP. It only has 5 tracks, but like, even though it's only 5 tracks long, it's got like the intensity for a full album. As far as like heavier, screamier, post-hardcore, this is like the best of that. It's incredible. You have to listen to it if you've never listened to it before. And then I've got the self-titled Seosin album. Really like this album too. This was the first thing I listened to by Seosin before I even knew about Translating the Name, and this CD is broken. Yeah, really good album. Really good production. Just, yeah, I love Seosin. And I have every Seosin album here, so we also got In Search of Solid Ground. Not Seosin's best album, but it's still solid. This is an album where it's kind of mixed for me. Like, some of the songs I don't care for, but then there's some songs I really like on this album. Like, what's it called? I always forget the names of the tracks. Nothing Is What It Seems. I really love that song. Yeah, there's some really good moments on this album, even if it isn't the best album overall. So, yeah. Then I got their most recent album, Along the Shadow, and they are apparently getting ready to make another album, so I'm looking forward to that. Oops. But yeah, there's Along the Shadow. It's got this contortionist guy. Pretty wacky. But yeah, really cool album. Really solid. Then we have An Airplane Carried Me to Bed by Sky Sailing. This is the side project of Owl City. This is his acoustic album. Really good. Like, next to Iron and Wine, this is my favorite acoustic music. Just a really beautiful, just soothing acoustic album to listen to. But it's like, it's upbeat and pop enough that it's not like boring background music. You actually can really get into it. Love this album. Then The Smiths, The Queen is Dead. This is the last CD in my collection that is pre-2000. This came out in 1986. And I think this is an actual original 1986 CD. It looks like it. Like, look at how that looks on the inside. That looks so old. I got it off eBay, so I think I actually got the original. I don't remember it being super expensive, but I don't really remember. But yeah, this is the one Smiths album I really like. There's a Light That Never Goes Out is such a good song. One of the best songs ever. I like the self-titled debut Smiths album as well, but this is like, yeah, my favorite Smiths album. Getting close to the end here. Now we've got The Starting Line. This is the most pop-punk band I ever got into. The only pop-punk I've really got into was like The Starting Line, I guess Fall Out Boy's first album, and a little bit of Sum 41. I was never super into them. But yeah, Starting Line was my favorite band in that pop-punk sort of thing. But really only their first album, this one, is in that genre. They got more alternative with the second album, Based on a True Story. And this is my favorite Starting Line album, Based on a True Story. Really cool, really solid album. Good songwriting. And then Direction. Really cool album art, eh? I like landscape images. There's Direction. Really solid album. There's the dudes on the back. They're all crooked. And then we get to Under Oath. Now, Under Oath I didn't get into until I was 21. So I was really late to the game on Under Oath. I'd always heard of them, but I always thought, they're probably too screamy for me. I had this weird prejudice against like screamy music. So eventually I did check them out though, and once I got into them, oh my god, I love Under Oath so much, man. Like, definitely top tier. these two albums in particular, They're Only Chasing Safety and Define the Great Line, like, yeah, it's really heavy and it's kind of depressing and dark to listen to, but it's so good. Like, I think probably, other than The Devil and God Raging Inside Me by Brand New, these two albums, especially Define the Great Line by Under Oath, is, like, I think the best, like, darker, heavier, screamier rock music from that era. And then lastly, I have Lost in the Sound of Separation. Pretty cool. I like the artwork and the design on this one, the cover art and everything. It looks pretty cool. Not my favorite Under Oath album, like not as much as the other two, but still, really solid album of theirs. And that finally brings us to the DVDs. I've just got a couple DVDs. So speaking of Under Oath, I have Survive Kaleidoscope, their live DVD. Man, they're really good live. This is a really nicely produced live DVD, nicely filmed and mixed and edited and everything. Yeah, Under Oath is so good in the studio and they're so good live. So really, really a nice live performance to watch. And then I've got Seosin's Come Close live DVD. This one is like, it's very similar to the Under Oath one. I wonder if the same like production company made it or something, because the way it's filmed and edited and mixed and everything is very similar to the Under Oath one. But yeah, really, really good live DVD, really good live performance of theirs when they were at their peak. Both these DVDs are from 2007. And yeah, I used to watch this so many times. I would watch it over and over again and dream of being on stage and performing like they did. But yeah, Come Close DVD, so awesome. Then I have the Hawthorne Heights, This Is Who We Are DVD. This came out in 2006, same time period as If Only We're Lonely. So that's really special because not only does it has some live performances on it, which aren't as nicely filmed as those other two DVDs I just showed, or as nicely mixed, but they're still cool to see. And then this has a documentary just all about the band at that time period, like a 30-minute documentary. There's the inside. Maybe I should be showing the inside of these. It's got all this Victory Records promotional stuff. But yeah, really cool DVD. And then I have AC/DC. Like I say, I'm not a big classic rock guy, but this is AC/DC live at Donington. And they are just, AC/DC is like such a good live band. I like their studio albums as well, the early stuff at least with Bon Scott, and I like Back in Black. But yeah, AC/DC, they are just like the live band. And like, yeah, it's kind of old, classic rocky, not my typical thing, but I don't know. They were just so dialed in as a band and just, yeah, had a really good sound and a really good live performance. So yeah, live at Donington. And then finally we have Van Halen, Live Without a Net. I'm not a big Van Halen fan. I got into them a bit, mainly just because of Eddie's guitar playing is so cool. But yeah, this is a nice live show of theirs. You get to see Eddie's like 12-minute long solo in this, but also just throughout, just seeing him and hearing him play. And they had a really energetic live performance as well. So yeah, not the biggest Van Halen fan. I do like, to some extent, I like the early, David Lee Roth albums. But yeah, another cool little live DVD to have there. So that's finally it. That's all 70 of my CDs and 5 DVDs. Hopefully the video doesn't end up being too long. But yeah, I just thought it'd be a cool idea. Like I say, I enjoyed seeing other people's CD collections on YouTube, in this genre of music, and seeing what their favorite stuff is versus what my favorite stuff is from that era. And yeah, leave your comments below, any thoughts you have on this music or whatever. And yeah, thanks for watching.